Hello there folks and welcome back to Strategy Command, American Civil War as we continue our fight to the last bullet against the desperate usurper forces from the north. Their rebellion against our ways will be over soon. It's December 1862, we're playing on expert difficulty level. It's time to finish them off folks, I think. Put them down humanely. Of course, let's not forget about that. Let's see what the next steps shall bring. And we'll enter the year of 1863. Unless the fall of Erie will do it. But it won't. I think. Union fighting spirit falls due to the loss of Erie. French Marshal Faury seizes control of Jalapa. Engineer complete fortress. Confederacy develops cavalry equipment level 2 just in time, as well as core. Full-blown winter, 1768, but with the refunded research. Spain is not really going. Our diplomatic efforts, it has to be said, fail there. Well, that was a bit anticlimactic to say the least. It was actually enough, the fall of Erie. Who would have known? Look at that beautiful scene. The Americans' great victory. Now let's see the map. What are we dealing with? Still a lot. I want to see the research first for the, tower level 2. Okay. No investment into spying and intelligence, fielded telegraph, no leadership. Infantry tactics, that's okay. Cavalry equipment, alright. That of course we know about. We have seen one siege engine deploy, we'll see whether they had another one. Naval weapons, ironclads. Okay, naval tactics level 1. Logistics, that's actually good, at least for them. No investments into industrial past the initial cheats, I think. I don't remember what the union starts with, to be honest. But otherwise, research-wise, trash, to say the least. Put it lightly. 51%. Now, what did they have? As I said, plenty of units doing nothing. Look at that. What are you doing in here? Nice to see you. I know we've got the pop-up event at which some units deployed, so probably those are the units. Now, I want to see where they were popping from. Not in here. And they were just moving those, I think. Those guys. Or from here. Not sure. Do they have another ship? They have one in here. And those guys. Anything else? None in here, surprisingly. Well, one. Alright. In Ohio. We've noticed you earlier. You were inactive later, though. Otherwise, they were sitting in here. What the hell? Why? Why do you deploy them here? There. I mean, where was the hex? That was the hex, right? Yeah. So technically they can move in to the, what's it called? The New Orleans sector, but not really. Not really. So that's that. No upgrades on you. not too impressive. A few guards. It's not as bad as I expected. They probably have some units already deployed on those locations and unable to move from them. That's my expectation. That wasn't. You were already deployed, so probably you would have fallen. You in here. Nothing really in here. So it would fall pretty quickly. How about that situation? Yeah, not impressive as well. So they were actually out of forces, finally. For God's sake. Because the March build, as long as we held it, it was a freaking field day of units dropping in the low supply. That's fine. Grand doing nothing. Nice. Nice to see it. Okay. They were also on the last legs in around here. But they've still had units deployed on the defense. And that. What's that at all? Who knows? I don't know what's happening here, but fine. So not many opposition that we had to face anymore. 86, 86 seems impressive, but not really, as we can see. If this was still in our hands, they would have probably no supply. Switching this HQ to this location would help a lot. But anyway, that's it for the game. Any opinions? Well, on this campaign, bringing the Brits to the fold probably is too much for AI to handle. Without it, I'm not sure I could. Maybe we could hold out, but I'm not sure we would make so many gains. But the Maryland was the issue here. With diplomacy, if we got as many hits as we did, let's take a look. 2. I've gotten 3 hits with diplomacy, and I had almost every time cheats on the targets. And we scored the first hit on 6%. So the rest time, almost for the rest time on 15%, I scored only 2 times. If not for Maryland and the 5 or 6 unit rule, we would have never gotten the sponsor nation to this war. I don't think so. Yeah. Yeah, and those modifiers only grew right now because we've dealt with the raiders, which we have done with the British ships, not ours. So, first of all, they would have all that shit that we sank. Look at that. They are still on par on numbers. And we've sunk 40 of those. They would have raided all those convoy routes. Well, I think at least that the way the game is scripted, it would work that way. In that way. But who knows? And well, that would be an issue. They wouldn't have to disperse their forces as they did in here. They could concentrate them as they did. After the Great Britain has joined, we lost control of Maryland actually, and they were all the way up to D6 with their counterattack. We had only brigades then, and not enough forces to actually do anything against them, to be honest. But after the Brits have joined, we know what they did. Operando. So it went our way. They could have focused more probably in here. And as you can see, we weren't doing that much until pretty much that point. Like We were losing more than they did in terms of MPPs. And only after the British joined, we started to make them suffer. Research. I would love to see like 200 more MPPs at least on that. I think that I would invest into spying and intelligence over what? That's the big question. I think that actually field telegraph is a bit more important than leadership. So maybe it's also important, but maybe squeeze one, not double check leadership, but instead invest one into extra into spying and intelligence. We are almost at the same time in the game as we were with the Union, and our research is definitely slower. We have completed many of those stuff, and definitely in multiplayer, like if you get behind in spying and intelligence, then they can overrun you. Although some key researches are limited only to two, so that's nice, but still. Amphibious warfare definitely would be useful, as we have seen with the Union. And probably there is no room for the. There is definitely no room for production. It's not worth it for the Confederacy for sure. That 5% decrease. Well, you invest into something that actually affects the combat, and that you will lose. You will gain actually that 5 more than that 5%. So by not losing stuff that much, and we lost a lot of stuff because we are playing against 2-star units. And the British suffered heavy losses, mostly due to that. They had the upgrade advantage, but still, even with the prepared attacks, I was losing like 2 points just because they had that experience. So I still think that, the upgrade game and the basic value of stuff, basic value of the attacks, especially on those cores and divisions as well, are broken. So it doesn't seem that impressive, but that's ridiculous. 6 attack on the core. So even the bonus experience didn't help them. You could one-shot some of the units. But what can you do? What can you do? Anyway, I don't think. Well, the only other thing I haven't mentioned in the review at the end of the Union campaign is that the retrieval mechanic is ridiculous. Like you move 3 hexes away, like that's a bit too much. And probably you can like consecutively retreat a few times as well. So if it works like in the World War II games. So I'm not too impressed with that, but I definitely, as I said at the end of the Union campaign, I enjoyed this game a lot more than I did the World War One game. At least at the point I was playing, which was the beta tests. Because artillery. Not, that's not as bad as the artillery in World War One game at that time, at least. But I will still decrease by 1, the basic value at least. And the upgrade value by not 2 but by 1.5. So it would be limited to 8. Six is a bit much as well. Especially considering the defensive value of units. And if you get an upgrade advantage, then it's over pretty much. And the prepared bonus of 40% is the main issue in here, I think, as well. It's a bit hefty. I think 40 with the, because it's 50 with the HQ, that is on with that you have that has rating of 8 or higher. You can see that they are yellowed or gold, whatever the nameplate is. It's too much. I would say I would lower it by like 10 or 15. I think it's just too strong. Well, you can play around it, but by not staying next to the units. But if it comes to the upgrade advantage and that, then it's just insane. Perhaps even too easy to smoke that many units in what? It's not even 2 years. And like literally, the first few months you are building units, you are not playing with too many units. So like it was a year and a few months of fighting. So and the game is over. On expert difficulty level. Well, if I didn't get the Brits, then we would definitely take longer, but who knows? I think that the way the AI handled this game, I think I would be able to actually do it in the proper way, which is not go for the diplomacy, but still you don't go for diplomacy, but you take land in Maryland, then they will join on their own because that's the game. That's how the game works right now. The diplomacy on the sponsor, at least. Yeah, and I think that's pretty much it. So I'm not sure I'm going to play this game anymore, at least for some time, unless you have some wishes that you would like to see me do. I'm currently definitely not available for multiplayer game. Maybe, at least not in this game. And in the others, I don't have really time to like play them uh, in a regular manner, like day-to-day basis. That's not happening right now. So who knows? If you have any wishes, you know where to put them in the comment section. And well, thank you for watching, as per usual. Thank you for commenting to those who did, like C Data. Well, I'm pretty sure I've forgotten to mention some of the names in the at the end of the Union campaign, but here you go, you know. Well, and I hope you enjoyed the game as I did. And well, see you next time. Thank you once more and see you.